Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Salam Britain this morning. And well, it is a really great time where we are going to be joining some guests, some amazing two young creators, twins who run a growing online platform that focuses on culture, faith and self-improvement, which we all need time to time. And their mission is simple: to help people live with more purpose and positivity in their life. So let's meet them now and give them a warm welcome. Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Jamal and Hakeem. You are Brother Jamal?
I'm Hakeem.
You are Hakeem?
And I'm Jamal.
And thank you so much for being here today on Salam Britain.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
No, it's wonderful because you have this growing channel going on. And, so tell us a little bit more about why have you decided to set this up and what's the point of it?
I think it's something that we spoke about for a few years, but last year we just started to get some content and stuff like that. And it's just about, because basically how we come up, we kind of used to get into a lot of trouble and stuff like that. And then it's only as we got older, we had to like start again, learn a trade, learn a skill, and then kind of start our life again in our mid-30s. So it's like, because we're from a culture where crime's been glamorized, it's like we're trying to let people see that that's not the answer, and you could waste many of your years, and then when you get to the point where you've got to start again. So it's basically to influence the younger generation in our environment and our culture.
Stop them from making the mistakes that we made and a lot of our peers made.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, you've chosen to have a YouTube channel, right? So you've decided to change the narrative because we get this a lot of stereotype, and usually just in general, we were just speaking about this earlier, that all of us brown people, we don't normally get a handbook on how to do things, even in careers, even in professions. We're normally just kind of put on the spot to just figure it out and work things out. But look, you opened this channel, and what have you're putting out there to change the narrative, to make a change in people's lives? So it's quite new, right? It's still about a year, you said?
Just under a year.
Under a year. So what have you seen in terms of response so far?
It's been really good, It's been really good, especially from a lot of our peers that we grew up with. So it's very encouraging, and a lot of our peers can relate, And so, we're getting a lot of good feedback from our peers.
So that's your peers, and what about perhaps the younger audience, more youth?
So what's happening as well, a lot of our peers are saying to me they're getting their sons into plumbing and they're getting their sons into gas engineers. So it's good, and what it's done to us is made us kind of realise that we need to expand on that, because we're gas engineers and plumbers. So we need to expand to kind of build us so we can start bringing people along and training them up and bringing them on jobs with us. So
not only are you talking about motivation, positivity, but you're also training people, bringing them on.
Well, that's what we hope to do. Because see, that's what it's based on. So, okay, to give you a briefing, we used to get in a lot of trouble when we was younger. And then literally got to the point, and not even when we was younger, I'll be honest, when we was older, and we had to start again in our mid-30s. Literally go back to college, learn a trade, get into the trade business, start at the bottom level, work our way up. So what our thing is to the younger generation, you don't want to have to go through that. Don't waste 20 years of your life changing something that's... Also, it's a bad thing to do anyway, but also it's not going to help. You're not going to get to the house on the hill that you have to kind of put your energy in something positive.
And you can't anticipate the difficulties you find, So our thing was to... kind of make them aware, don't make mistakes now that could be detrimental in your future,
And again, in life in general, we do tend to sometimes make mistakes or learn late, and all of this happens, but the biggest thing is to make change. We find that sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, because then we realise at a certain point in our age, okay, I've made loads of mistakes, or I shouldn't have done this, or but to make the change is the hard part. And so you guys, you brothers, have done that, alhamdulillah, and you're now not only turned things around for yourself, and that in itself is a story, an inspiration, and then you're now giving back to other people, and getting them on board. And
that's an important point you made, the hard part of making the change, because it's a lot of things that you have to get used to coming from that lifestyle. So it's not even just as straightforward, it's not black and white, just stop doing that and getting a job. It's it's just how dealing with people in that, when you're not used to the working environment, it's just even just communicating with people.
Yeah.
So it's a setback that we don't want the younger generation to put themselves in that position.
100%, and I think the communication part is a massive factor, because we live in a time where there's so many different platforms of communication. There's so much. Nobody can say there's no way of connecting with people, but nobody is actually getting through to each other. It's a different time. You know, so how do you deal with the younger people? You know, trying to get them motivated.
Just show them what you can achieve also, you know, and show them an end goal, and showing that with the right actions you can get there, you know. So
I assume also, well, from my own experience as well, it also is about the support.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people don't have that support, and it doesn't have to necessarily be family members or great friends around you, but if you've got some sort of mentors, and if you guys are on, you know, you're putting yourself out there, you're on social media, people can access you. So how, if people wanting a bit more mentoring or coaching, would you be doing that for them?
Well, that's something we definitely want to get involved in. Definitely, if we can, I just want to, we just want to be able to help people and be a positive influence on people. So if people need to talk to us, they can reach out to us. That's what we're doing it for.
And pushing them in the right direction, you know. But obviously that is a project we are working on, you know, giving them, you know, the platform and making things available for them.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing, to be honest. At some point, we've only got one life to live, and we are the directors of our lives. And yes, we make mistakes, we do things, but as long as we get up and learn, change it around, and that is exactly what you guys are doing. But you know, tell me a little bit, and the viewers a little bit more about, you know, your interaction online and with some of the people that have come to you. Has there been something unexpected that you wasn't expecting to hear, or people that have reached out to you, or just something that really stands out in terms of the episodes that you've done?
I think it's just the support we've got. So from our peers, people form all the time, and like, say for example, we put out something talking about a specific subject, people phone me and say they can relate and they've been through the same thing. Even a lot of like my father's friends, they contact him saying they're really proud of us, and that, because I think when you're in that lifestyle, you don't realise how deep you are. So it's like people are so happy that we've made that change and that we've really put in our energy into something positive. So,
I mean, it does make you wonder how, you know, sometimes how far we've come. You know, when you look back at your own life. But is this just gender based? Is it just for men, boys, or do you know? Not
particularly. Obviously, we've seen the issue that we want to address, but it's for everyone, really. Do you know?
Yeah. And
I don't think it can be for everyone, because even if it's like, say you got a mother who their sons are going in the wrong direction, so she might listen, like she might help us and say, okay, son, you need to listen, see what these guys have done.
These guys are doing.
And get into, so it's for, because everybody's got children, everybody's got little brothers, little cousins, sons, so do you know what I mean? It's for everybody.
And it's just to change the narrative for the younger generation coming up, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And so obviously, you know, I'm a mother myself, and I'm trying to make sure that my children are not on socials as much. But, you know, you've got to have a balance. It's about a balance, right? So you guys yourself, how do you find the balance? Because with your own personal life and your families, and how do you manage to keep, you know, keep it fresh and up to date, you know, online? Things are changing so fast.
Yes.
Things are so quick. How do you keep it fresh and keep the people engaged?
We try to also kind of stay up to what's happening, you know, and we just current affairs, and we just interact with different people and kind of monitor what we think people need to hear at the right time.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Also, we try to talk about things. So if we see things that we think affect our community and people like us, like for example, what's been going on of late with all the far right, and I don't want to go
Yeah,
too... So
yeah. But we do have a lot of negative things out there as well. And then we've got a lot of negativity and a huge following of some brothers that are putting out really negative things.
Yes.
So then, you know, when you're on do you worry that you might fall into those, and you have to be very careful about that, because there is a lot of, you know, for example, let me just put, you know, for example, even Andrew Tate, you know, it's very controversial, you know, and some people will say, oh, there's some great things he's saying, but then there's some really bad things he's saying.
But you can see that he's someone, I feel like he's just someone who's doing it for the attention, so he's just doing whatever he thinks.
But that's the thing, there is a lot of people that do that for attention. Maybe it is because then they'll get that that following, or just to see, or out of curiosity, but the damage of that.
See, that's the thing. I think it's your intention, and so for us, it's more we speak about it in a way of how we think we should be conducting ourselves in times like this.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So, for example, when these things happening, just keep a distance. Let them, if they want to, for example, protest and that. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where we can get drawn into the chaos. And do you understand? I mean, we just kind of, as long as no one ain't bothering us, then we don't go out of our way to engage with anyone. Do you understand what I mean? So that's what more we talk about it, trying to encourage people, don't get yourself in trouble because of these negative people.
Because we're about progression on a whole, you know.
And do you get people telling you about their progress? Do they come back and have so far shared their story that, oh, you know,
do you know what?
I was listening to you guys, or...
Yeah, we have a lot of people, like especially from that culture and that lifestyle, that say, listen, I want to make this step.
Make a change.
You know, what can I do? What shall I do? Can you push me in the right direction, kind of thing?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that it resonates with, you know.
And I think we need that, especially you know, especially here in London. Well, in general, actually, in UK, we have a lot of our youth just kind of getting caught up in this trending of, you know, lots of like just being out and not doing anything, and getting themselves into trouble, and you know, it's a whole thing. We could have a talk on like things like vaping and stuff. Things are not very good for your health, and engaging in unnecessary things.
But that's why we wanna, because that's a big thing with us as well. So when we was making our transition, it was we did have a very unhealthy lifestyle before. So just also we found that like, taking our health into check and looking after ourselves, that helps how you approach everyday life.
100%, 100%. And so do you share things like your you know, what your diet, lifestyle, workouts,
we haven't
things like that?
We haven't got in depth on that yet, but that is kind of things we're hoping to go into.
100%. That's something definitely. I mean, I would think that it would be very worthwhile, because a lot of people, we live in a time that there's just so much distraction, and you need people to, and don't matter how much people say we don't idolize, we kind of do. If we're following something or we like something, if we're not too careful, we become like that.
Yes.
And we take that on board. At some point, somewhere, it has some sort of plant, some sort of seed in our head. So if you're giving them like, you know, a whole structure of like, you know, how your lifestyle is in a positive way, and how you can change things from, you know, there is still hope. As long as there's breath in our body, there's hope. It doesn't matter what age we are. And so if you're showing that, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's exactly what we actually talk about. So even with regard to some people might let age get in the way of, so if they want to, say they, for example, for me, when I decided to become a plumber, I could have looked like, well, I'm 36 years old, like, I haven't got time for that. But I didn't let that stop me. I said, you know what, I just have to, because either way, whether I do it now, let's say, for example, the retirement age is 67, I still got 30 years, so I just got to do it and just...
But as time goes on, you do know that they keep pushing the age.
They do. Exactly.
Exactly.
You know, so you never know by the time it is time for us to retire. It might be in 80.
Exactly.
I think all it is with age is that probably, if you do want to achieve something, you probably have to be a bit more proactive. So
that's what it is,
because before you, because me and him spoke about it the other day, I think your concept of time changes as you get older, because your days are more repetitive. So time will go, a lot of time will pass quicker than you realise. So I think if you've got goals, you have to be proactive in, okay, I need to put things into action.
And you have to be able to kind of juggle, because, you know, if you do, say for instance, if you're a gas engineer or plumber, you start at 19, 20, you just might be still living at your mum's house, you know. But as you get older, you know, you've got kids, you've got bills, so you have to push that bit harder and work that, you know.
And what about in terms of element of faith? How are you using that in terms of motivation as well?
That's a big thing for us.
Yeah,
big thing.
So you are showing that. I mean, I know you're practicing brothers, but what I mean is in that you are showing that in your your videos and part of your motivation on your channel.
I think we haven't yet, but we will, because it is our story.
Yeah,
and it's a big part of our story.
Yeah, because even as one of our podcasts, we had with my dad and a guy from our community that we grew up with, because we had like two influences. We had the kind of the street culture, plus the Muslim community was part of.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing for us, you know, that kind of gave us hope and gave us another insight. You know, so we made a podcast with something and we're talking about that and the positive influence they had on us and some things they implemented in us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know?
I mean, faith is it is about hope because we know that we're not just for this life.
Exactly.
And we have got another place to go. So
Exactly.
we have to work here and prepare for the hereafter. So definitely, faith plays a big part.
Another thing as well, when we did make the transition, I think it's when we started to approach our faith more. I can't say more seriously, because our father converted when we was 10 years old, so we've always had Islam in our life.
Yeah.
But because for the environment we was in, we had different influences from different culture. So, but I think as we got older and I started to be more present in Islam, like when I'm praying.
So sorry, you said you guys were 10 years old then?
We was 10
your
years
dad
old.
was 10?
No, we was 10.
Okay.
And when he converted, so we all converted with him.
Okay.
But because where we was, so we had because even my dad converted, but his upbringing was similar to ours. So he got involved in a bit of the street culture. So it's like we all still had that influence in us. So it's just finding the right balance. But as we got older, we started to get more present in our religion, and that helped us make the transition.
Alhamdulillah. I mean, alhamdulillah that your father did take that bold move, and that you did have the Islam, built into you guys. And it's the thing is, people think it's an easy thing, it's a choice, but sometimes it's about survival. You have no choice, because if you don't be a certain way, living in a certain area, then you're kind of done for. And I seen that firsthand myself. That in my own personal life, that you sometimes you're just forced into these situations, and then you're kind of stuck, and you don't know how to get out. And so again, faith, and if people have people around to support them, which a lot of people don't.
That's the problem.
A lot of people don't. So faith is a huge part in survival, in pulling you out. But you both seem so very relaxed and very calm, right? So do you get criticism online? Because there's loads of trolls. There's a lot of hate, and it's easy for people to hate on you when you're online on socials, because they can hide behind, and be mean. Right? There are a lot of mean people as well. So do you deal with that? Because you seem so calm, like you're not fazed by anything, just very relaxed.
We don't really take it too much on board, because we understand that everyone's an individual. Everyone sees things differently. So if someone says something, that's just your point of view. But I find when we talk about more political stuff, if we make our opinion like on certain things that are going on now, then we will get a bit of pushback,
But you're going to get that regardless.
Yes.
That's your political stance or opinion. But regardless to that, even whatever you'd put out there, that's just one of the cons of being when you put yourself out there. We get it. We all get some kind of.
Yeah, I think as well, when you put yourself on social media, you got to be ready. To you're leaving yourself open for people's opinions. So you have to kind of just be ready for it and just be able to just let it bounce off of you. But sometimes there is, like, for example, we've had constructive, I don't want to say criticism, but like, for example, the wording on the title of one of our posts, someone might say something about the grammar, and I'll just give them a thumbs up, because if I made a mistake, then and you told me, that's fine. So
Yeah.
but we don't really, we don't.
But it's great. You're keeping it real, you know,
Yeah.
and being honest, and you are putting yourself out. But yes, we all do have to have some sort of guard in terms of protecting ourselves, because when you put yourself out there, you do sometimes get really mean people.
Yeah,
But okay,
definitely.
what about you guys? Your relationship? Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah, you're twins, you're
twins,
brothers.
yeah.
But sometimes it's not easy to work with your sibling as well.
Yeah,
You have no.
I think we both kind of think along the same lines, and we respect each other's opinion.
Yeah. And do you have different opinions?
Not particularly.
Not nothing major, little things. I think if this was probably 15 years ago, we'd be arguing every day.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
You know, but yeah.
But do you show that? Because that's what also makes it interesting. Like, you know what, we're siblings, yeah, I think this way, she thinks that way, but we can agree to disagree. Do you put that out on your channel as well? Because it is
I think
fun to see
sometimes when we
sometimes.
talk about topics, he might see one thing one way, but it's just a discussion. It's not
yeah, of course, not
Yeah.
a conflict, and
Yeah.
obviously it's not it's an adult thing to work together
Yeah.
regardless of your different
And
opinions.
I think it's almost like a plus, because when we're doing things, he's got opinion, then I can add to it, that we can kind of work to get a kind of middle ground.
Yeah.
And it works out better, you know.
I think also it's a learning curve. So say for example, when we first started out, we probably didn't discuss how in depth we was going to go on things. So he might say something and I thought, ooh, I weren't going to go there.
Yeah.
But then I won't show it on thing. But then after I say, all right, bro, like, where are we going to go with this? And so that will make me aware that we have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because even though it's good to
But
have organic conversations.
It's a bit spontaneous.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're kind of caught off guard, and it kind of shows a different side to you guys. Because, as I said, like to see you guys here on the couch today, you seem so calm, so together, like, you know, you got it all together, you know what you're doing and stuff. So, you know, it's sometimes nice to see a little bit that side as well, that, okay, you know what?
A little bit of vulnerability.
We made a bit of a mistake. Yeah.
Nah,
but it's about the comeback, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
And that's
Yes.
the life thing in general, or the motto or whatever, you know, that it's about your comeback.
Yes.
Or whatever knocks you down, you know. It's,
Well, that's a good motivational point there. It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just, like I said, it's a comeback. So everything, but that's faith as well. So anything you face, okay, you take it in, okay, that's what happened. How am I going to approach it another time?
And what am I going to learn from that? And then you can see that coming in the future, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, let's tell a little bit about this channel. What is this channel called? And it's on YouTube. And do we have any other platforms on this?
So it's on YouTube, Twin Vision 24.
Yeah.
And Instagram, Twin Vision 24. And a TikTok.
Twin Vision 8.
Okay, so we've got that there. So 3 different platforms. And what are we looking forward to? So what should we be excited about?
Also, we've got other brothers. So there's 5 of us all together.
We've got quite a big family.
So we've also got a podcast with them.
Oh, brilliant.
Where we have a bit more, because a lot of my brothers are like, not really me, but the rest, they do a lot of boxing.
Yeah.
So we talk about sports and other stuff, but it's called Brothers in Arms. 5. So that's so we're going to...
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then, okay, you guys are twins, and then you've got, 3 other
big them
brothers.
up. Ishmael,
got 5
Kareem,
other brothers.
and Khalil, Bemis Khalil.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So all 5
3
of you together.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of you together. That's brilliant. And that it's, again, may Allah keep you brothers strong and together. But it's great to see a family of men, putting out positivity and sharing some great things. So I think we have some shots actually, which, there you go.
There you go.
There you are.
See it there?
Yeah.
So that's,
okay. So are they older brothers?
To that...
On the left side is my dad's.
No, so on the left, on the far left is Muhammad Abdul Bari.
Yes.
And then the second left next to him is my dad's.
Yes, okay.
Then obviously that's
father.
me in a blue T-shirt. And that's my twin right there. And that's my other brother, Khalil.
Bemis Khalil.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. And so you're all together. I mean, you're doing some great stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are obviously in a trade that is we know in the future is it's great now, and for your future it's going to be even better, inshallah. And then your brothers, some of your other brothers, are doing boxing and stuff. So they're doing some real activity or active stuff. Again, about you know, when you're physically active in sports or exercise, I mean, it's very difficult then to have so much trouble in your mentally. We know that there's the correlation, which you know, people talk about mental health, which is on the rise, and as we're going forward, looks like we're going to be going into more of that. But there's a great way of, you know, dealing with mental health through physical activities.
But that was a big thing for us, isn't it? It's fitness, health and fitness. Like, that was a major thing that helped us overcome certain obstacles, you know, just always staying fit, running. Like, both of us are keen runners. Yeah. You know, so we're big on training, and we think that's a major part.
So when you are out, I mean, I know it's still fairly new, you know, new channel, but you are spreading some great stuff and, you know, informing people with some great, you know, motivational messages and inspiring them. Are you, when you're out, do people stop you and say, oh, I know you? Or do they want to stop you and ask for advice, or?
Just a lot of people will say, oh, I saw your thing. Like, it's quite surprising at first when people stop me and talk to me. Not so much as just random people in the street, but like if I go to an event and there's people that I'm in, a friend of a friend and stuff like that, and they stop and they're really quite
taken back.
Yeah, like at first I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, you know, you think it's genuine.
Is that because of the transition, or is it because just because they weren't expecting that, you know?
I think it's a bit of both, to be fair. It's the transition and also what we're doing and what we're putting out there.
Yeah.
Do you know, they really are taking it and they love it, you know, because like I said, in our culture, there's not much of that message being pushed to the youth, you know.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, and we can see that. We can see that because we're seeing where the youth are going, and it's to be honest, it's both gender. You know, we're seeing with both gender, they're both doing some things that are very dangerous and detrimental to their future.
It's very scary.
And it's very scary for us that have kind of, you know, living in our midlife, that kind of, you know, seeing what is happening in their life unfolding. So it definitely is great that we are trying to help people while we can, the youth, from our own experience. We are going to have all your social handles up on the screen. There you go, we've got some of them there. And we've got some exciting, as you said, something exciting to see us in, I think some podcasts and with your brothers, with everybody together. So we've got some great messages to catch up and see. I'd love to see this as well. But just any last message you'd like to give to the viewers that are watching you guys today?
Yeah, just to keep watching and we've got a lot more coming, a lot more. We're trying to help more people, and we'll just keep pushing out positive content. Yeah,
definitely got a lot of projects coming, and we look to expand, you know.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Well, that's brilliant, and alhamdulillah to you guys putting that out there. Thank you both very much for sharing your journey. May Allah make it easy and reward you both, inshallah, and inspire others. But it is now time for a quick short break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll be joined by another wonderful guest who are making an impact in the fashion and faith world. So see you after that.